Welcome to our daily reflection for this Thursday, April 3rd. And today we have, again, another connection in the scriptures that run through. And it starts with the story of the golden calf, Israel's great sin. And that's where Israel worships this calf. And then Psalm 106, the psalm for today, gives us a lens to read that event. And in a very powerful phrase, it says, in commenting and observing about what the nature of their sin was, it says they exchanged the glory, the doxa, literally, in the Greek word for this, or kavod in Hebrew, they exchanged glory, the glory that God wanted to give them, for an image of a grass-eating bull, right? So that's quite a contrast, right? Giving up the glory that God wanted to give them for a beast that eats grass. And that's what they wanted to exalt and worship, was this golden calf. And so that's quite a fall from heaven. And then this relates to what Jesus, in this long speech of Jesus, it's easy to lose the threads and kind of get lost. But I want to highlight the theme that relates to Psalm 106 and the golden calf incident especially. And that's in the second half of what Jesus says that I want to focus on. He says, I don't accept human praise. And it's helpful to know the Greek here, because the word for praise that he uses here repeatedly is in Greek doxa, doxology, glory. And so this reflects the idea of the glory that they give up in Psalm 106 and that they exchange for this terrible, fall from heavenly glory to an earthly beast. And so Jesus says, I don't accept human doxa. In other words, Jesus is not out. He's not pursuing the praise of men, right? That would be vanity. He is seeking an audience of one, and that is his Father in heaven. He seeks to please the Father, not to be a crowd pleaser. And that is so powerful. And then he's going to compare this to, in the church readings today, compare this to the golden calf. That is, we can make a golden calf, an idol of people's popular opinion of us, the world's opinion, other people's opinion. And what Jesus is saying is, no, that's idolatry. You, as a follower of Christ, as the people of God, we have to seek the will of God the Father and his pleasure. And so he goes on and he laments. He says, look, I know you don't have the love of God in you because I came in the name of the Father and you didn't receive me. And if they had the love of the Father, they would be able to hear and discern Jesus. And then he goes on and he says, how can you believe? And he gets to the heart of the problem here. How can you believe when you accept from one another praise, right? If you seek the doxa of men, how can you believe? And then he goes on, and you do not seek the doxa, the praise that comes from the only God. In other words, if you're not seeking God's approval, God's doxa, God's glory, but you're seeking the glory of the world, you're not going to believe. You're not going to be focused on God. And that will lead you to be blind to who Jesus is and to his word and deaf to it. And that is the heart of the failing, is that they seek not God, but they seek the approval, the doxa of the world. And so today we want to reflect on this. Do we make an idol of the opinion of others and of the opinion of the world? Or do we seek, first and foremost, above all, the will and the pleasure and the approval of our Father in heaven? Do we have an audience of many or an audience of one, like Jesus? May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.